Welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The very first one, non-existent nations. Here there is one important expression, non-existent. Existent opposite non-existent. That is a familiar word, but when you see that word as a smart learner, you should think of entity, non-entity. Have you heard of these words? Entity means it could be anyone, anything. Non-entity has a different connotation. Imagine there's a group. In that group, about 5 or 6 people, all are very active except one person. He's part of the group, but he does not contribute a lot. He doesn't speak a lot. Then we call that particular person, we say he's a non-entity in the group. Not that important. That you should know. What is this snippet about? Fake embassy busted. Fake embassy busted. Diplomat held in UP. A few words. The very first word, not a good word to begin with, fake. Fake means what? Not real. And fake, another word you have to recollect, pseudo. But pseudo has a different connotation and goes with a different context. Imagine someone is, in the real sense, an intellectual. What is the meaning of intellectual? A knowledgeable person. And someone has a lot of knowledge. We use words like polymath, highbrow, intellectual, scholar, man of letters, genius, all these words. But some people, they seem to be intelligent, intellectuals may not be. Then we use the word pseudo. Have you heard of pseudo intellectual? I will come to that. Pseudo, very good, great talent. Pseudo intellectual means not intellectual in the real sense. But here, fake, as a prospective banker, government official, you have to know fake currency. What is the other word for fake currency? Counterfeit currency. Counterfeit, that is also an important word. It talks about fake embassy busted. Bust has many meanings. If you take sculptures, sculpture, we use the word bust of a person. But here, busted means it has been used as a verb. Police, they try to unearth or they try to make some nefarious activity. What is the meaning of nefarious? Illegal activity, they make public. They catch the culprits, they catch the criminals. Then we say the police busted. In this context, busted what? Diplomat busted, comma, diplomat held in UP. Diplomat, you have to think of words like envoy, diplomat, ambassador. These words are very important. And hold someone, police hold someone, we use the word detain. Detain is a verb form, detention is a noun form. All these, see, based on one snippet, there's so much to learn and consolidate. Now let us go to, in a nutshell, what does it talk about? Someone must be operating some sort of fake embassy. Police came to know, they busted that fake embassy, they held that person, they detained that person, so-called ambassador or diplomat or envoy. It's all about that. Let us go to the second snippet. What does it talk about? Claims from UK, Centre to address concerns over AI 171 victims. We have a few words here. The very first one, claim. Another one, address and concerns. All the three are important. First, claim something. Claim, you can claim fame. You can claim money. You can claim compensation. These are the combination words. Claim means to ask for, to demand, to call for. Context changes. Center to address concerns. You all know the word address. Tell me your address. There it is a noun. But here it has been used as a verb. Address the problem means what? Deal with the problem. A different connotation altogether. And here we have concerns. Many of our students know a common error already Pravalika has come up with. Very good. I would like to meet the concerned person. Wrong. I would like to meet the person concerned. That is correct. That you have to recollect. Over AI 171 victims. Victims, you all know, those who get affected. We use the word victim. Here we have a news item, very important. And let me tell you, when you read the newspaper, I always tell students, newspaper reading while preparing for competitive exams is a must, indispensable, essential. You cannot think of your preparation without reading the newspaper for two reasons. One reason, to enrich your English proficiency. Second one, to keep in touch with the latest developments, keep abreast of the latest developments, and learn current affairs. I will tell you how. This particular news item, steep fall. There's one word here, steep. Steep means the sharp. When you go to a mountain region, you come across mountains and valleys. The valley is very steep, means what? Very sharp. One context. Here, steep means very sharp, and net FDI dives 98% on lower gross inflows. Usually in our country we say gross, but actual pronunciation gross. GDP, gross. People say gross. Be careful with that. Here we have FDI. Steep fall means nose dive. One idiomatic expression you have to recollect. Nose dive. Have you heard of that? They have used the word dive, but nose dive, better expression. Means go down all of a sudden. Suddenly going down. Decline. Very good. Tab Telugu. Wonderful. Decline, diminish. These words you should recollect. Coming to FDI. Now, this may be important from English proficiency point of view, but when it comes to passages, when it comes to descriptive English, when it comes to GD or interview, this is an important topic. What do the letters stand for? Foreign direct investment, FDI, an important topic. When I give important topics related to economy, I give this also because there are certain industries. Because of those industries, we get foreign exchange. One is tourism industry, and this one, FDI, foreign direct investment. Exports, the third one. All the three topics are important. Exports are foreign trade, tourism industry, and FDIs. Because of these three, we get foreign exchange, forex, important for the country. And this is something not positive. Going down by what percentage? On lower gross inflows, 98%. Dives 98%, means steep fall. Then you have to read an article like this. You should not stop with only the news over here. Page 12, you should read the article. That will help in the exam. Very important snippet. Let us go to the next one. Data point, crimes against women mount in Odisha. You all know the word mountain. And if you take the first starting 4 or 5 letters, you have mount. Mount means to pile up, to get accumulated. Pressure is mounting. Piles are mounting, means getting piled up. Here, crimes against women mount in Odisha. State government and courts falter in case disposal. Falter, we have got many a time, to fail, to stumble, to falter, to fail, and not to do something properly. And it goes with disposal of the cases. One of the problems we have today in our country, too many cases, and it takes a lot of time. Some cases, they may take a few decades also. Regarding disposal of cases, falter. State government as well as courts. An important word you have to remember. Going to the last one, another 3 4 days you can expect the last one, sports related, about a particular test series between India and England. I think yesterday it started, the fourth test. Based on that, smooth start. India makes steady progress on day one. It is about batting of Indian team and steady progress, means slowly they are playing well on day one. Let us go to the main headline from today's Hindu paper. What does it say? 15 lakh Bihar voters are yet to submit enumeration forms. There are two words you have to focus on. Yet to. Yet to submit, one expression. You should also focus on enumeration. Imagine you went to a railway station, waiting for the train. You ask the person next to you, has the train come? He may say the train hasn't come yet. The word yet should be at the end of the sentence, and we use the word yet in negative and negative interrogative sentences. The train hasn't come yet. But sometimes the same person may say yet to come. That is also correct. Short form, yet to come, means incomplete. Yet to submit means I haven't submitted yet. And enumeration, list out. I don't. What does it mean? Your question is not clear. Submit enumeration forms. It goes with Bihar elections. That is a background information, backdrop information. We have one disturbing snippet. Yesterday also we got the number was specified. This is a general one. I think 21 children yesterday, but today, mass starvation spreading across Gaza, NGOs warn. First, what do the letters NGOs, what do they stand for? Non-governmental organization. And yesterday I read out one snippet, 21 children died in that region because of starvation. But today NGOs warn, it seems a mass starvation is going on across Gaza area. And what is the meaning of the word starvation? If I don't have food for 1 or 2 days, what do I say? I'm starving. I feel hungry. I'm starving. And mass starvation, something very disturbing, that to children. Children are dying over there. Coming to the next one, CPIM leader VS laid to rest, an important one. You all have to focus on. Some words are very confusing. Some verbs are very confusing. Lie, lay, lain. Lay, laid, laid. Yes, aspirant, very good. Hunger. Aspirant says famine, starvation, drought, related words. Drought means no rains. No rains, no crops, no food. Then it results in famine. And starvation, no food, starving, starvation. Eventually, what happens? Death, obviously. Here we have laid to rest. I always tell students, whenever you come across lie, lay, you got to recollect, very important. Under pressure, not easy to handle. Lie can be a noun. Lie can be a regular verb. Lie as a noun, as a regular verb, you all can handle. But lie is also an irregular verb. What are the three forms? Lie, lay, lain. Means to be in the horizontal position while relaxing or to be in a particular state for a long time. And we have another verb, lay, laid, laid, to put something down. And what are the important examples? Lay the foundation stone, rules, regulations, roads, and here someone's dead body you put down. Laid to rest, an important expression. You should, every time you have to recollect, do remember. It goes with ex-CM of Kerala government. I read out yesterday also. And his body was laid to rest. Where do we have that? Laid to rest with full state honors because he was the former CM of Kerala state. Modi begins UK visit to sign free trade agreement. I read out this yesterday also. He is going to visit the UK and the Maldives. Group of islands, we should use a definite article, the Maldives, the Lakshadweep, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And you all know the USA, the UK, but what are the important examples? The Netherlands, the Irish Republic, the Philippines. And yesterday I read out two things kept in mind. One, trade related. Second one, Khalistani presence. This talks about trade related thing. Ukrainians call for more protests against graft law. This is again a bit surprising. How many of you know the meaning of the word graft? Usually graft goes with plants, goes with cultivation, goes with propagation. You graft a particular stem. You take from one plant, try to place it on another plant, and that is known as grafting technique. But in this context, graft means related to corruption, bribe. Graft charges means corruption charges. Very good, wonderful, Pravalika. Coming to this one, Ukrainians call for, demand for what? More protests? Okay. Ukrainians call, pause, for what? For more protests against graft law related to corruption, a particular law that deals with kickbacks. Wonderful. Cracker Jack. Oh, nice one. Cracker Jack says kickbacks, bribe, corruption, rampant kickbacks, all you should recollect. Grafting charges, usually we say. Coming to the pick, we have a beautiful pick beach, shades of the sea, tidal waves crashing onto the Valiyuthara Pier in Thiruvananthapuram. On Wednesday, as the sea turned rough, here you can see the waves rough. Why there's no definite article before? It depends on the context. Who is this? Pawan Kalyan, okay? All of you remember when we give the rule, the US, the UK, it doesn't mean every time you have to use. English has a lot of sentence patterns. Based on a particular pattern, sometimes we drop the definite article the. That also you should know. That is the reason why I always tell students English has rules, English has exceptions. Both you have to learn, otherwise, a lot of confusion. Nothing to learn as such, but as a smart learner, when you see the news item is about what? See, you have to recollect one important rule that goes with articles. What is that? Before water bodies like oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, waterfalls, we use a definite article the. The Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Ganges, the Godavari, and the Niagara Falls. All these you should recollect, an important rule. India will start issuing visas to Chinese tourists again. What do you understand reading between the lines? They must have stopped for some time and now they want to resume. Resume has two different meanings. One meaning is what? You start some work, you stop, again you start, that is resuming the work. But you all know the word resume. Actual word is resume. It has become resume. All about yourself in brief. Let us go to the last two news items. Here we have EC begins preparations to hold vice presidential polls. I did one editorial yesterday, resignation of the vice president. Regarding that, Election Commission is going to start or begins preparations to hold vice presidential polls. Coming to the last news item or headline from today's paper, front page of the Hindu, USA cricket battles for its future amid power struggle with the private consortium ACE. There's one important word here, consortium. Consortium usually goes, CV, that's right. Who is this? Hemant Kumar. Wonderful. And here we have consortium. Business consortium means a group of industries, business houses, they join hands together and they form an organization that is known as business consortium. And it talks about, you all know, cricket is not very popular in the US. They are very fond of soccer, tennis, baseball, rugby, all these. Very good, Vishnu, I appreciate that. Words related to elections. And it talks about USA cricket battles for its future amid. Many of our students know amid, amidst. What is the meaning? In the middle of something. Spelling wise different, meaning wise no difference. Power struggle with the private consortium ACE. You have to read the article to know more about that. Now let us go to today's editorial. At the outset, today's editorial goes with polity. It goes with a particular bill. Now when you come across, you read the headline, you know it is about a particular bill. Then you have to guess the broad framework. What is this bill? Which state government has introduced, and why has it introduced? What are the implications of the bill, and what is the role of the opposition, and what is the stand taken by the editorial regarding that particular bill? This is a broad framework. Now let us start with editorial vocabulary. Endanger. You all know endanger goes with what? I've given many a time. Endanger goes with wildlife. When you see as a smart learner, you have to recollect words like wildlife, flora, fauna. Flora means plants of a region. Fauna, animals of a region. Endangered means threatened or jeopardized, extinct. Deforestation, poaching, smuggling, contraband, confiscation, preservation, conservation. All the words should be at your fingertips. But here it has been used in a different context altogether. Endanger, verb, put someone or something at risk or in danger. Word forms, endangerment, verb as a verb, endanger, endangers, endangered, endangering. Word combinations, endanger life, endanger public safety in this context, endanger democracy in this context. Synonyms, jeopardize, an important word, threaten, imperil. Peril means danger, imperil means put in danger. A risk. Antonyms, protect, safeguard, secure, defend. Easy words. This is a point I always tell. Vishnu, very good. I appreciate all the words you have come up with. Wonderful. I always tell students, many students, because of lack of exposure to the language, they have fixed ideas. And danger, they may see many a time the word going with wildlife. But that is not a language. Any language is rich. It goes more with English because they have borrowed words from different sources. And danger in this context, nothing to do with wildlife. It goes with a particular situation. It goes with individuals. It goes with individual freedom. It goes with organizations. So this awareness is important. Potent and important word, part of speech verb, meaning to be a sign or warning of something usually bad that is going to happen. We also use the word, very good, Ajay, cow, bully. Bullying means teasing someone. Usually that goes with school. If you go to a school, it's a typical scene. You see a huge guy, a 6 footer, tall boy. You see someone very short, or someone well built, someone very thin, skinny, a bag of bones. And these big guys, they try to bully the small guys. That is called bullying. Who is this? Pravalika, wonderful. Ominous, sinister, bad omen. Usually this one has negative connotation. Something bad is going to happen. We also use the word apprehension. Verb potent, potents, portended, portending. Noun potent. Word combinations potent, danger, disaster, conflict. Catastrophe also we can use. Synonyms foreshadow, signify, foretell, indicate. Better words. Antonyms assure, guarantee, promise. Assent. You got to be careful. Sometimes what happens when you read the newspaper also, you come across confusing words, confusing verbs. What is the other word that should come or that should pop up? Assent. ASCENT. Here, ASS. Ascent means to go up. Augur. Very good, Sangeeta. I appreciate that. AUGUR. It augurs, bode well, or augur means may result in something. Ascent, to go up. Opposite, descent. Here, double S means to give the approval. Part of speech, it can be a noun, it can be a verb. Official approval or agreement. To agree formally or officially. You can also think of the word consent. Word forms noun, assent, verb, assent, assents, assented. It's a regular verb, assenting. Word combinations give assent, important. Assent of the governor in this context, formal assent, formal approval. Synonyms approval, sanction, agreement, consent. I've just mentioned. Antonyms dissent, important. Rejection, refusal, disapproval. Menace. Menace is an important word. Now, this also I can tell you why you have to know the context, why you have to get exposed to the language. Menace literally means what? Part of speech, noun or verb. As a noun, a threat or danger. Verb, to threaten or endanger. Now, you have already got what is the meaning of endanger, threaten. But combinations, we don't say menace of wildlife. We don't say that. Meaning is the same. And listen very carefully. Endanger means to put in danger. Menace also means, in a way, to threaten, a threat. But we cannot use with wildlife this one. That is what we call a language. Noun, menace, verb, menace, menaces, menaced. Rarely we use as a verb. It is always used as a noun. Adjective, menacing, we can use. Word combinations, menace to society. Looming menace means a threat is existing, public menace. But generally we use a preposition. Why is this important? Many a time, SBI PO descriptive English, IBPS PO descriptive English, letter writing, they use this particular word. Write a letter to your friend about the menace of stray dogs. What is the meaning of, they have given many a time, menace of what? Stray dogs. What is the meaning of stray dogs? Street dogs. Street dogs are very dangerous. Menace of stray dogs. Menace of street dogs. Synonyms: threat, danger, peril, hazard. Antonyms: safety, protection, guardian, peace. Simple words. Cognizable, an important word. Cognizant means related to your mind, brain, thinking. And the spelling, yes, Vishnu. Spelling could be S or Z. Z goes with British spelling. We stick to that. Part of speech adjective, legal term. Meaning: offences where police can arrest without a warrant and start an investigation without court approval. Listen very carefully. When we say cognizable offense, means what? Regular procedure, police, if they want to arrest a particular person, they need arrest warrant and they have to wait for the court's approval to go ahead with the proceedings. But if it is cognizable offense, they can arrest a person without an arrest warrant, they can proceed without the approval of the court, without the assent of the court. Word forms: adjective cognizable, noun cognizability. Word combinations: this is a typical combination. Cognizable offense, cognizable crime, cognizable category. Synonyms: actionable in legal terms, prosecutable. Antonyms: non cognizable, non arrestable. That's all about vocabulary from today's editorial. A word of caution: today's editorial relates to polity and not easy to understand. You got to read once, twice. Certain sentences, lengthy sentences are there. And once you practice here, tough passages, tough editorials, it becomes easy for you in the exam. How does it start? Danger of thought. A bit difficult to understand. Danger of a particular thought. Someone thinks. There is a danger if someone thinks in a particular way, if someone comes up with a particular thought. But you can't make out. On the Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill. What is this about? When you ask the question, it is about a particular bill. What is that bill? Maharashtra Special Public Security Bill. But what is the main idea of this editorial? The Public Security Bill endangers, threatens what? India as an open society. India is known as an open society, and this particular bill will endanger or threaten or jeopardize India as an open society. What do you understand from this? This bill is going to restrict individual freedom, organizational freedom, and people hesitate to say something because if they say something and it becomes cognizable offense, they are in big trouble. Based on this, how does it go? It has to talk about the bill first. The Maharashtra Special Public Security MSPS Bill to 2024 follows a disturbing pattern of executive overreach in the name of security. This sentence talks about the present trend across the country. What is a present trend? Executive overreach. Executive, I told yesterday, broadly, the president, the prime minister, and the cabinet minister, they belong to the executive. Similar way, state level, if you take governor, chief minister, ministers, they belong to the executive. This talks about executive overreach, means overdoing something, going beyond the limit. Overreach means going beyond the limit, showing authority, using authority beyond the limit. Overreach in the name of security. Now, how do they justify? They try to overdo something. When someone questions, they say, we are doing this keeping in mind security of public in the name of security. Existing laws are often misused. To justify this statement, talk about the pattern. This sentence provides some information. Existing laws are often misused against political opponents and critics of the ruling party, including commentators. Overreach in the name of Attorney General also, very good, Cracker Jack, I appreciate that. Thanks for your contribution. It talks about the trend. What is a trend? Existing laws are often misused against political opponents and critics of the ruling party, including commentators, including the media. Here, commentators in the sense, today if you look at the trend, according to the editorial, mind you guys, whatever I say here, not my personal opinion, not subjective, purely objective. Based on what the editorial says, I try to interpret. According to the editorial, there is a disturbing trend. What is that trend? Overreach of the executive in the name of security. In the name of security, they're trying to target opposition and also the media and whoever criticizes the government. Opponents, critics of the ruling party, including commentators. And whenever they want to take action, they have to have charges against someone. And when we file a case against someone, and the charges should be crystal clear. But this sentence says the charges are vague. Charges are often vague. You all know the meaning of vague. Huh, very good. Murli. Unclear, ambiguous, obscure. Very good. Vague and sweeping. Here, sweeping has nothing to do with a broomstick and cleaning a room. Here, sweeping means broad, extensive. Vague and sweeping, and the process itself becomes the punishment in many of these cases. Once the process gets over, then the person may get punishment. But the sentence says process itself becomes a punishment. Means what? During the process, the person is harassed or tortured or troubled. Based on that, the process itself becomes a punishment. Given this pattern, all this about the pattern, disturbing pattern, given this pattern, the move by Maharashtra's Mahayuti government, led by the BJP, to create an entire law to criminalize a certain kind of thought portends danger to freedom and democracy. They want to criminalize a particular thought, certain thought. That means against the government, it could be. Led by the BJP, this particular Maharashtra government, led by the BJP, to create an entire law to criminalize a certain kind of thought. You get some thoughts, a particular thought they are trying to criminalize. And what is the impact of that? It portends, it's like a bad omen, danger to freedom and democracy. India as an open society. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said, this is something very important, has said, tell me which tense is that? You guys have to respond now. Has said, present perfect tense, and immediately you have to recollect an important rule. Direct speech, indirect speech. When you convert statements, the first rule I usually tell students, if the reporting verb is in present, present perfect or future, tenses don't change to a corresponding past tense. But surprisingly here, the Chief Minister must have said will. Then will should remain in will, as will. That the new law will only target those who try to undermine the constitutional order. But the possibility, indeed the probability, of its misuse is apparent, is obvious. Undermine means what? To weaken. Apparent means what? Obvious. Something goes without saying. The sentence says, talks about the statement given by the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. And it is like a statement. How does it go? The new law will only target those who try to undermine the constitutional order, but the possibility, according to the editorial, indeed the probability of its misuse is apparent. Editorial opines, though the CM says it is going to target those who do something illegal, but there's a possibility of misuse, according to the editorial. The state says that here it has been used properly. Now listen very carefully. Previous one, would is not acceptable, should be will. And here the writer has followed that standard rule. The reporting verb is in present. And here it is seeking, present continuous. Actual statement also, it is seeking. Present continuous does not change. There is no error here. The state says that it is seeking to prevent Maoists from brainwashing youth, professionals, and civil servants, that is a bit surprising, through front organizations. Now you must have got an idea. It is about Maoist organizations and also the supporters of Maoist organizations, the front organizations. And here, though the state says something, it is trying to stop Maoists from what? Brainwashing youth, professionals, and civil servants through front organizations. As in the proposed law, which is now awaiting the assent of the governor, Awaiting does not take the preposition for. Wait for something, await something. That you should recollect. Awaiting the approval of the governor before coming into force. The state government can declare any suspect organization as an unlawful organization. The state government gets immense power or authority. It can declare a particular organization unlawful. Then consequences will be far reaching. Offences under the proposed law include, this is what, based on this, the editorial has been written. Imagine you're part of a Maoist group, the government tries to attack, to some extent it can be justified. But you try to support, you try to take membership, you do something related to that particular organization, then also it's a crime. That is like curtailing individual freedom and trying to create a negative impact on India as an open society. Offences under the proposed law include membership of such organizations, fundraising on their behalf, managing or assisting them, and committing unlawful activities. Obviously, no one will accept this one, but the first three not acceptable according to the editorial. The bill's focus is on people and organizations that act as a front for Maoists, and what is unlawful is so broadly defined that anyone can be its target. Here, the word unlawful, broadly defined, sweeping, then anyone can be taken within the framework and anyone can be targeted. Among other things, according to the bill, unlawful is any action taken by an individual or organization, whether by committing an act or by words, either spoken or written, or by sign or by visible representation or otherwise, which constitute a danger or menace to public order, peace and tranquility. I told you at the outset, some editorials not easy, and some editorials, some sentences you have to read twice, thrice. This sentence, a lengthy sentence, but what it says, imagine an individual or organization writes or says something in favor of Maoists, one thing, display a sign in favor of those organizations, either words either spoken or written, or by sign or by visible representation or otherwise, then that comes under an offense, according to the state government, which constitute a danger or menace to public order, peace and tranquility. We have got the word tranquility many a time, calm, placid, serene, tranquil. Offences are cognizable and the accused can be arrested without a warrant. This is a problem. What is the root cause to a major reason to write this editorial? I say something, imagine someone says something in favor of Maoist group. Then that person may be arrested. That may become unlawful and it may become cognizable offense. Means the police can arrest without a warrant and they can proceed without the court's approval. Menace means a threat, danger. Punishment includes, what is the punishment once they are booked under that particular case? Punishment includes jail terms of 2 years to 7 years, along with fines ranging from 2 lakh to 5 lakh. Now, what is the justification made by the state government? Usually any law, any bill, people criticize and the state government or the center tries to justify. How did the state government, Maharashtra state government, justify? This sentence talks about that. The state argues that Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha have enacted public security acts and banned 48 Naxal frontal organizations. This is one example to justify. Now the editorial throws light about the role of the opposition. How did they respond? The opposition parties offered feeble resistance. Tell me, what is the meaning of feeble? We have got many a time. Feeble means what? Weak. Feeble old man, feeble voice means very weak and fragile. No resistance in a way to the bill and raised some broad concerns regarding its misuse, but it was passed in the assembly through a voice vote. They did not resist in the real sense to some extent, but the bill was passed. As an afterthought, afterthought, the Congress and the Shiv Sena UBT protested on the floor when it was taken up It was taken up, past tense passive voice, in the Legislative Council. There they protested. The bill had gone through a long deliberative process. Deliberations means what? Deep discussions. But as it turns out, all parties appear to be in agreement, barring the lone, except one, the lone CPIM MLA who protested against it on the floor of the assembly. Eventually, all the parties agreed except one particular person. That person belongs to CPIM, a lone CPIM MLA who protested against it on the floor of the assembly. The idea that thought and speech, howsoever unpalatable they might be to the ruling establishment, should be policed poses a grave danger for India as an open society. The last sentence reiterates the main idea. Someone may say something unpalatable, means not acceptable. It may not be acceptable to the ruling party. It doesn't mean that they have to file cases. If at all they do that, in a way it is a threat, a menace to India as an open society. It ends on the same note. Now try to answer the questions based on comprehension skill. The very first one is what? Theme. What is the central theme? Yes, Vishnu. Protests, rallies, slogans, placards, strikes. Allege. Yes, Sangeeta. Palatable, unpalatable. Unpalatable means undigestible, not acceptable. What is the central theme? It is not about the rise of Maoist activities, the need to protect public order. It is about the dangers of criminalizing certain thoughts under the guise of public security. Trying to criminalize thoughts, ideas under the guise in the name of public security. C is the answer. Very good. What is the tone of the editorial? First, once you read, you should understand it is criticizing the bill because it starts with the bill is a threat to India as an open society. Then you cannot think of positive words. Celebratory, positive. Objective and neutral. Then what is the need to write? Optimistic, you cannot consider. What is the answer? B is the answer. Please mention the question numbers. Vishnu, good. 2B. Pravalika and Hemant, all these students. We have Bhavani, new student, I suppose. Sangeeta, Murli, wonderful. Aspirant also. Explicit information based question. Which of the following is explicitly stated in the editorial? Governor has already signed the bill. No, still waiting. The Congress and Shiv Sena voted against the bill. Not correct. The CPIM was the only party that clearly opposed the bill in the assembly. Answer is C. Only one party opposed CPIM. That was in the Legislative Council or Assembly. Okay. Only one person. This was stated clearly. What is the writer's likely view on the Mahayuti government justification for the bill? The state government tried to justify, giving the examples of other neighboring states. What is the writer's stand or view on that? Fully supportive? No. Skeptical means doubting and concerned about potential misuse. Governor is still waiting. Bill is still waiting. We should take it that way, Vishnu. Coming to what is the answer here? The writer is skeptical and he talks about the potential misuse or abuse of the bill in the name of public security. Question number 5. Which statement best summarizes the editorial? MSPS bill is a necessary step? No. MSPS bill faces no opposition? No. The MSPS bill is a dangerous precedent that criminalizes thought and risks undermining democratic freedoms, obviously. Answer should be C. C is the answer. Now we have questions based on mini mocks. Here we have identified the segment with a grammatical error. While his resignation letter cites health reasons, it is clear that his decision was driven by other factors which remain speculated at this point. This is not an easy one, mind you guys. Certain questions are not easy under pressure. And if you can spot the error in this sentence, you got to feel happy. It's a tough question. You have to read the sentence meticulously. Mahalakshmi, oh, who is this? Nishkalaswin. Bit difficult to pronounce that word. Okay, C is the answer. What is wrong with C? Try to answer this question. You're right. You're right. C, there is an error. Here we cannot say speculated. What is the right word to be used? Right word form. Speculative. Remain speculated, not correct. What is the correct word form? They remain speculative. Right word, wrong form. Speculated, wrong. Speculative, we have to say. Coming to the next one, identify the part of the sentence that contains the error. Mr. Dhankar had few options other than what he did, going by the rules, but that put him on a colliding road with the government. This is also not an easy one. If you get this also right, you should be extremely happy. Speculative. Vishnu, aspirant, and Deepam, Teja also. You should always know the exact word. Adjective form is speculative. Wonderful, Vishnu. Vishnu got it right, first student. Here we cannot use the word colliding. We have to use the word collision. Not colliding road. What is the correct adjective form? Collision. Collision road. That is the right word form. Let us go to Phil's question. Suitable word to complete the sentence. Mr. Dhankar's resignation is a serious to parliamentary democracy. Some of these you cannot answer if you don't have the contextual awareness. But why do I bring yesterday's editorial, today mocks? Already you are exposed to the context. Then it should be easy to some extent for you people. And without that, impossible. First question, second question, no contextual awareness, impossible. Here we need a negative word. Support positive, upgrade positive, invitation positive, rise positive. So what is the answer? A serious setback to parliamentary democracy. Contextual awareness easy. Be careful word usage, the word partisan, in which sentence used incorrectly. That means out of 4, 3 used properly, 1 not used correctly. You should identify that one. The news channel was accused of partisan reporting, nothing wrong. He remained partisan even while moderating the debate. This also seems okay. Her partisan attitude, partisan negative, won her praise positive. Then it is not acceptable. The judge was expected to be neutral, not partisan. This is also right. So what is the answer here? Grammatically, nothing wrong. Contextually, not acceptable. Because being partisan, prejudiced, biased, negative, then why will people praise that person? That to all the parties, both the parties. That doesn't make any sense. That is contextual awareness. Here, phrase replacement. The developments on Monday snowed up into a major crisis. You have to decide snowed up, right or wrong. Right means no improvement. Wrong, one of the options. And you got this yesterday. Escalate, magnify, proliferate, mushroom growth. What is the right word? Expression. The developments on Monday snowed up is wrong. Snowballed into. So what is the answer? Initially a minor issue, later they snowballed into a crisis. Exactly. Wonderful. These today I have brought 5 phrasal verbs. Important. 2 are important. 3 easy, you can guess. What is the first one? Hand over. When you give your authority, your responsibilities to someone, that means you hand over your responsibilities. Based on that, to give control or possession of something. Hold on. If I'm explaining something, you keep asking questions, then I may say, please hold on. Means what? Wait for some time. What is the key word here? Wait. To wait or grip. Grip we don't use. Wait. Sometimes we do use. Here, one. Hurry up, an easy one. Do things fast, do things quickly. Try to hurry up. Answer is to move or do something quickly. These 2 are very important. Hook up, to connect with someone or something. Hooked up to something, hooked up to someone. Hammer out, very important. To work out an agreement after discussion. 21453. Oh, wonderful. Who is this? Tirumala Teja. And also now I see that it's a bit difficult to pronounce that. How does it go? Niksha. I will call Niksha. Very good. Nani and Ray Talent, so many. And Ishu Manu, new student, I suppose. I see a lot of new names. I appreciate all of you. Wonderful. The last slide, the words you got yesterday. Try to respond quickly. Agony means severe pain. Agony, anguish, torture, all these you have to recollect. Abrupt means sudden. Predecessors, former vice presidents, may use the word his predecessors. Speculative, guessing, snowball, magnify, mushroom, partisan, prejudiced or biased, vocal, expressing your views very strongly, vocal in his views, in his stand, impeach, officially remove a person from the post, impeachment, and collision, collude is a different word, collision, a different word, clash, or you can say face off. That's all about the words you got yesterday. I hope you guys have got enriched. After the session, we'll provide the PDF. Try to access. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. And 1:30 p.m. we have 200 grammar rules in English. Try to attend that session, a live session. Yesterday I taught 1 to 4. Today I'll be teaching 5 to 10 important rules. Have a nice day. Thank you.